So let's get to this list real quick because I know we
Yeah.
like 2 hours in. So what Coop did, Coop actually had a list, and I know you made some modifications to it, but I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. And you had Wu Tang Forever at 100. Then you had The War Report at 99, Nocturnal, Hard to Earn. If you're reading this, it's too late. Uptown Saturday Night, Life Story. Did I skip over Life Story? You told me to put something in Life Story's place. You
I
told
forget, but that's what I mean. We
you
did this
told
list
me
in
to
under
put
24 hours.
you told me to put, was it Word Life? No, Word Life's there. No, it was something you told me to put in its place. It was Into the Stage, I think. Yeah, that's what it
There
was.
we go.
All right, so yeah, Into the Stage was in its place. Mr. Scarface is back, Breaking the Atoms, Word Life, Mad Villainy, and God Forgives I Don't. The Carter 3, The Lost Tapes, King, and We Can't Be Stopped. So what I did was I went ahead and just put those 16 and just put them in different polls just to see what people thought about them and just see what kind of weight those albums were holding. And so this is what I got, just based on kind of like power rankings, if you will, right? You guys voted Lost Tapes first, so that would have been 85, right? And then you guys voted Wu Tang Forever after that at 86. Mr. Scarface is back, Mad Villainy, Breaking the Atoms, King, The Carter 3, The War Report, Into the Stage, Uptown Saturday Night, Hard to Earn, We Can't Be Stopped, God Forgives I Don't. Nocturnal, if you're reading this, is too late, and Word Life would have been at 100. So one thing that I want to take away from this is I kept getting comments on our page and, just seeing comments about Lost Tapes being considered an album. Because I know we made a statement that we didn't consider compilations and soundtracks. And so somebody made the argument that Lost Tapes should be considered as a compilation. What do you think about that?
This is one of those things where, if we're going to be technical, I guess we could say that it's a compilation because it's a compilation of his songs that didn't get released.
Right.
But it was released as an official album. But this is one of those things that truly, this is why we're according to hip hop and we're for the people and like by the people. Like whatever the people say is what we're going to do. And so I'm not
I'll
going
put
to
a
make
poll
too
up
many.
on it. I'm not gonna just lean on one person's, opinion or a couple of people's opinion. I'll put a poll on it just to see what people think, and then we'll kind of move from there, I guess. But I just wanted to see what you thought about, that
I mean,
notion.
it that's one of those things, and not as a fan, it really does feel and play more like an album than a compilation. But
Yeah.
it is a compilation of songs from about two. I would say there's probably at least three different time period recording sessions on those, and I believe there's like a 98 recording session,
Dumb it.
99 recording session, and a 2000 recording session for something that got released in 2001, right?
Yeah.
Well, that would make it a compilation
Well,
technically on
2002.
that level. But
Two,
here's what I would submit to you.
2002. I'm sorry.
Right, but here's what I would submit to you. Don't rock bands and other artists in rap technically do this all the time? And so
Yeah.
I don't know how fair it is to do that because if it wasn't named the Lost Tapes, we wouldn't look at it that way.
This
Because really it's a collection of songs that he recorded the 3 to 4 previous years before. Well, that's usually what artists do when they're making a what? An album. It's not like, and here's what I mean where it's like it doesn't feel like a compilation to me. It's not like Life is Like a Dice Game and I'm a Villain is on there.
It's true.
It's
Dumb
not
It
the
Down
old stuff.
says
It's not the 1+1 with Large Pro or not, you know what I mean?
right.
It's literally the stuff that he recorded the few years before.
Dumb It Down says that Tidal has it listed as a compilation.
Right, that's what I mean.
That's
It's the title
interesting.
because it's titled The Lost Tapes. But I'm saying it is like
No,
when
the platform titled,
oh
the streaming platform titled,
the streaming platform
yeah,
title.
has it listed as a compilation.
Okay,
That's
I
interesting.
mean,
But I agree with what you're saying. I mean, bands do this all the time. MCs do this all the time too. I mean, even if we
yeah.
look at College Dropout, a lot of
Hold
those
on. No,
records
I was about
were.
to say, what do you think Stankonia is, Mike?
I think Stankonia is current.
No, like, hold on.
I
You
think
think?
I think Spaghetti Junction was recorded during that period.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. If you think that Stank On You got recorded in like some sort of 2 or 3 month time period, you're kidding yourself.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, then it's kind of cumulative, because I'm telling you that there's stuff on Stank On You that got recorded right after Aquemini that got made, all the way up to the point. That's like almost a 2-year stretch. That's what I'm saying. What's the difference?
Well, the difference is, I mean, it's not like they put out an album in between Aquemini and Stankonia, and they were, you know what I'm saying, recording songs for Stankonia that didn't make it on the previous album. You know what I mean? Like, Nas had albums in the middle, actually 2. So these come from I Am sessions, right? And he put out Nostradamus, and then he put out Stillmatic, and put out Godson. So yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the difference, but I do agree with you.
No, hold on. I want to pull it up right quick, because here's what I'm saying is that, okay, so like the Lost Tapes. Now,
It's
here's
a
what I
different
know.
process.
I know this for a fact. My Way, You Gotta Love It. Nothing Lasts Forever. Blaze of 50. Drunk by Myself. Papa Was a Player. And Fetus. Those are the I Am sessions.
Okay.
So that's all somewhere 98, 99. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty certain that Do-Rags to me was the latest edition.
Yeah, that sounds current.
Do-Rag sounded current. Do-Rag sounded like something that he recorded to set this project off properly. Because you got to keep in mind, he's in a nice little zone coming off Stillmatic and Godson.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like that was a song that was created around those times, but not for the purpose of being on those albums. The rest of these songs, Purple, No Ideas Original, and Everybody's Crazy, I don't even think that's the Nostradamus sessions. I think that gets recorded after Nostradamus, but before Stillmatic and Godson. So I don't think there's any Stillmatic Godson material in here. I think this is literally the stuff from 98 and 99.
Man, there with the super chat says, that's like saying that Tupac's posthumous albums don't count. 007 says, at the end of the day, what's the bottom line? How did the artist release it? That's how I look at it. If Nas released it as an album, then it's an album. Jay Short says, then the Slim Shady LP is a compilation. You know, Prince did this all the time.
It's my favorite guy. He's notorious. That's
Yeah.
actually the person that I was going to mention if we were to step into another sphere. I'm like, well, he's notorious for doing this.
Yeah, 'cause
He's
Sign of the
notorious for
Times had
holding the record for
records still
5 or
from
6 years and
81.
maybe giving it to somebody else or maybe reworking it. If I Could
Yeah.
Never Take the Place of Your Man got written and recorded in 1980? No, 79, Mike.
Did it?
1979. We don't
wow.
hear it till 1987. I
That's
wish
crazy.
somebody would tell me that the Sign of the Times is a compilation album and classify it as such. I'm going to fuck them up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Right
guess you
there
got to
on
put
spot.
that in
Be like, well, that's not a
context.
real. Hold on, no. I wish somebody would look me in my face and be like, "Well, you know, Coop, you recorded I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man in 1979. That's a compilation. I'm gonna jab they ass."
Fair point. Fair point. All right, so we'll get
What are
back
we
past that, right? Wu-Tang Forever is after that. Now, what do you think about people putting Wu-Tang Forever over? I mean, because you had it at 100.
And you want to know what? It's not actually going to be in the next list in the top 100 because I actually want. It's not a top 100 album to me.
Really?
Truthfully.
Hold on.
There are more albums that deserve to be in the top 100 than Wu-Tang Forever. Yeah.
Beggar Jones says those Lost Tapes songs are from the I Am leaks. Dumb It Down with the super chat says it don't matter what we call it, but are you going to talk about the bias towards big names and the crazy comments in the polls? Nocturnal was robbed. Who did Nocturnal lose to? LP with the super chat says, if not for the leaks, all of them songs are new to us. You know, and when he says that, I was thinking about how I felt when I heard Magic. Because if he would have said that those songs were old, I would have believed it. Outside of certain references here or there. But no, I agree with you. I mean, it's I don't think we can call it a compilation. I think when we talk about, but we got to be fair. We got to be fair. We got to start counting Kendrick Lamar's unmastered, untitled too. Untitled, unmastered.
Hold on. So if we're counting that, that actually hurts him.
I
You
agree.
understand that?
I agree. We got to be fair though. We
Okay.
can't exclude it, and I guess I
And
got to start including Ottawa when it comes to Outkast.
and here's another thing that I'm going to kind of highlight at the Lost Tapes too. And here's part of why the Lost Tapes is so special and so great. And I want to be very, very careful and listen to what I'm saying when I'm about to say this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, if we're talking about rap albums that literally just have one rapper rapping on it by himself the whole way through, it's a top 10 to 15 album. How many albums are that fucking dope without any sort of guest verse or help? Name them. Go look at all of our top albums. It's actually one of the greatest albums of all time that has no help. It's Nas. There's no guest appearance.
So I guess you're not
Name the
counting the
album.
Rakim
Name the
stuff.
album without a guest appearance on it that's better than the Lost Tapes. That's my real hip hop
Paid in
hit.
Full.
And no, keep going. And
I'm gonna go Follow the Leader.
okay, so Follow the Leader. Track for track is not better than the Lost Tapes, though.
Oh my God.
It's not. You got three songs. You got three songs, and after that, everything else goes towards the Lost Tapes, and you know it.
I disagree.
You want to pull the songs out? You don't want to pull the songs out. I'll let you pick the three best songs on the Lost Tapes, and you're still gonna lose because the Follow the Leader doesn't have enough. It's 12 songs of straight Nas at some of his best stuff. Follow the Leader is not 12 songs of Rakim at his best. It's about 3 to 4 songs of that. Sure you want to do it?
I disagree with you. I think we could
Pull
do
them
that.
up. No. We're gonna have to pull it up because Follow the Leader is more important, but it's not better.
Man that says, where y'all rank Cool G Raps 4, 5, 6 and what the album? I wanted to ask you something that I saw in the chat too. So you got, if you're reading this is too late, in the top 100 and you're taking Wu-Tang Forever out?
Yeah, probably. But I don't know if a lot of that stuff on the back end, I don't know if it's going to make because some stuff needs to kind of get worked around.
Why don't you think that Wu-Tang Forever is a top 100 hip hop album?
Tell me why it is.
Lyrics, I think that.
No, okay. So tell me the lyrics that people are running around and saying that have like really gravitated towards it. Because they're like, because here's what I'm saying is like when you talk all this lyrical stuff, it's like, well, yeah, it's that, but I mean, you know the words to "As Dark and As Hell Is Hot" better than Wu-Tang Forever, don't you? You want to know why? Because even though it's not as lyrical, it's better. It resonates more. So like, we gotta stop treating this like.
Okay, that's your thing with Wu-Tang Forever. You don't think it resonates?
It doesn't. What on there holds? Triumph doesn't even hold. Nobody listens to Triumph for 6 minutes.
LP with the super chat says, "Cool. This is facts. Look at the subject matter, originality, quality. It's not close. This is some of the best writing ever."
Hold on.
I think he's talking about Lost Tapes.
No, but I want you to understand something, Mike. You see where you had to go to fuck with me, right? There was only one place for you to go when I said, well, go name me the albums without a guest appearance that are as good. You had to go to Rakim.
Yeah, of course.
So hold on. So listen, this is what I'm saying. So when you're saying like this is what makes the Lost Tape special, and this is what I mean is it's like, well, do Illmatic have a guest verse on it? Well, yeah. What about It Takes a Nation a Million? Only Built for Cuban Links, Aquemini, Doggy Style, Life After Death, Enter the Wu-Tang, The Chronic, The Low End Theory, The Infamous, Ready to Die, Supreme Clientele. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, there it is. The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick.
There you go.
Paid in Full. So I'll give you Paid in Full. The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick. Criminal Minded.
Okay. I mean, we have to come from that era. And look, I was trying to think of stuff.
Even the Diary. Look, I was going to say the Diary, but the Diary got Hand of the Dead Body with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Illmatic got Life's a Bitch. It's hard to make a classic rap album with no help.
Jay Short with the super chat says, "Ask NY if Sunrises in the East is better than Wu-Tang Forever." All right, I want to get back to this Wu-Tang Forever thing, where you're saying that those records didn't hold.
What do you listen to off Wu-Tang Forever? I listen to the MGM.
I listen to Scary Hours. I listen to Dog Shit.
I listen to Scary Hours too.
I like It Shores a lot, but I can't say the last time I listened to it. I listen to Heaters.
But if Heaters comes on, I'll play it, but I'm not looking for it, Mike.
Reunited. But I understand where you're coming from, right? Where it's like when we think about that first album, Yeah, I mean, that's the standard, right? And those are some classic songs.
That's what I mean, Mike, about resonating. It's like, no, you still play Cream.
Based on the
You still
Wu-Tang
play Can It Be All So
standards.
Simple.
Yeah, based on the Wu-Tang standards, I can understand where you're coming from. It's not, man, I sound like Good Morning America talking about stuff the other day. It's not his best game, but it wasn't his worst. It's not
That's what I
like they're
mean.
uh,
Hold on. Is this the greatest group of all time, right?
yeah, it is.
Then it's not up to par.
Okay. I mean, I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Yeah. This is
In
the
the
greatest rap group
hills,
of all time. This album's not up to par.
in the hills of the super chat says M should have had an album on the top 100. Stop it. Which
That's,
one?
hold on. That's not AZ ad-libbing on You Gotta Love It. That's a sample. So that's not a guest appearance. Whoever said that. Learn the difference between a sample and an ad-lib. That's that's what they want, huh? Comes from affirmative action off It Was Written. That's what they want, huh? Time for some affirmative action, son. Right. Okay. So solo album with no guest appearance.
I know you're still tweaking the list and everything, and these things take time. But
right.
Do you see? Actually, let me go to your list real quick, because I see some of the albums that you left off. That you, I guess these are like contenders: Dog Food, Critical Beatdown, Straight Out the Jungle, Raising Hell, Gripping on That Level, Run DMC's album, Black on Both Sides, Naughty by Nature's self-titled album, Sunrise in the East, Capital Punishment, Let's Get Free, love that one. The Coming, Into the Stage, you put that one in there. Thug Motivation 101, Strictly Business, The Cool, Food and Liquor. And I know it cut off and you had some more.
I did. You want to hear the rest?
Yeah, go for it.
I got The Listening, The Eminem Show, The Shining, okay. Mecca and the Soul Brother, Country Grammar, Marshall Mathers LP, Yo Bum Rush the Show, The Main Ingredient, Kiss the Game Goodbye, Harlem World, Far Side, Casual, Fear Itself, Volume 1 by Jay, Volume 2 by Jay, Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous by Big L, Purple Haze by Cameron, Black on Both Sides. Oh, I already put that down. I need to take that out. Okay, Train of Thought by Talib, Bandana by Freddie Gibbs, Black Star's first album, Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop by Diamond D, 93 Till Infinity, Souls of Mischief, Blowout Comb, Digging the Planets, Flesh of My Flesh, DMX, Ghetto Dope, Master P, What the Album, Redman, There Is a Dark Side, Redman, Extension Level Event, Busta Rhymes, Blackout, Method Man, and Redman, The Truth, Beanie Siegel, When Disaster Strikes, Busta Rhymes, License to Ill by the Beastie Boys will be in my top 100. That was probably my biggest mistake on a personal level.
Okay.
Mama Said Knock You Out, The Untouchable by Scarface, Bad by LL Cool J, Return to the 36 Chambers, Old Dirty Bastard. So we got another
we got to do a 200 list then, man. I mean,
we're already past 150.
It's crazy.
We're already past 150 with the ones that I've already named and that. And hold on, and you just made me think with your whole rant. I don't have Paul's Boutique down either.
Incredible record, man. When you think about albums that were actual albums in the traditional format that we know of now, Paul's Boutique and like you said, It Takes a Nation are those albums that set that standard for like, you know, okay, this is a sequence, this is a theme. Because before that, it was just a bunch of really dope records all on one album, which was cool.
No, you had to have 3 or 4 singles, and then when your singles popped, you had to go finish the album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boxing Trav the super chat says, what up, gents? Y'all sound like the Nas haters who keep pointing to Illmatic to discredit Nas. How you're using Into the to discredit Forever. No, man. All right, listen, I love Forever. But this is the thing, man.
No. Hold on, no. There's stuff on It Was Written that's all-time great. There's not stuff on Wu-Tang Forever that's matching what's going on Into the Wu-Tang. There's no Method Man. Hold on. First of all, as far as solo appearances, let's go to the solo appearances on Into the Wu-Tang, because there's 2. There's Clan in the Front by the Jizza, and there's Method Man by Method Man. Show me the solo appearances on Wu-Tang Forever that are matching that. Let's start there.
Well, Dog Shit is the solo appearance on there. I think the problem is, right?
The defense rests because Clan in the Front and Method Man is like leaps and bounds better than Dog Shit. And I love Dog Shit.
I agree. Listen, this is the problem, man. I think that the song format and the ability to make songs are not only so much better on the 36, But it's better on Liquid Swords. It's better on the Dirty version. It's better on Iron Man. It's better on Takao, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But I think that Wu Tang Forever is dope lyrically and, production wise too. But like Coop said, it's like to say that they have timeless songs on there that they've proven that they can do in other formats is just not being real. There's not an ice cream on Wu Tang Forever. It's not. And we don't even have to compare it to Into the 36. I just did that because that was their technical first album, but there's a lot of Wu Tang solo albums that could have easily been on Wu Tang Forever based on the lineup that was on it. And those songs aren't on Wu Tang Forever either. And that's not a knock on Wu Tang Forever, it's just being honest, And I love Wu Tang Forever.
Me too. Well, it's not even that, Mike. It's that literally, how about this? And this is what I'm saying. When they're pulling up and doing Wu-Tang Forever, well, some of the best Wu-Tang shit has already been done in terms of like the posse cuts on the solo album.
Winter Wars. Ain't no Winter Wars on Wu-Tang Forever. It's just not. I love Wu-Tang
Forever. I was actually about to say, Mike, let's work in reverse right quick and start with Iron Man. You mind if I take a second to pull up the track list of Iron Man?
Well, let me get to Jay Short's super chat real quick. He says, if you do Apocalypse 91 versus Wu-Tang Forever, you'll realize that Wu-Tang Forever isn't iconic like that. That's PE's fourth best album. This is true. And I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on Wu because I think they're the best group ever. But I would be lying to myself if I said that there was a Can't Trust This or a Shut 'Em Down or even a Brother's Gonna Work It Out. Well, maybe there's a Brother's Gonna Work It Out on Wu-Tang Forever, but you know what I mean.
No, listen to what I'm saying. So let's go to Iron Man right quick. You went to Winter Wars, but also too, Mike, Assassination Day.
Well, people are saying It's Yours, and I love It's Yours.
I love It's Yours. No. I just want to finish this thought. So on Iron Man, you get Assassination Day, Winter Wars, Box in Hand, Daytona 500, Iron Maiden.
No, let me stop you. Box in Hand and Scary Hours, I think, are comparable. But again, Scary Hours is towards the top of that album.
Hold on. And Assassination Day is somewhere in the middle on this album now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we go to Liquid Swords. I don't think I need to explain this whole shadow boxing thing and fourth chamber thing, right?
No, not at all.
Shadow boxing and fourth chamber. But Mike, what about investigative reports with Ray, Ghost, and You God on the hook? That's better than most of the stuff on Wu-Tang Forever. What about Duel of the Iron Mike with Inspector Deck, Master Killer, and Old Dirty Bastard with the Jizza? That's better than most of the stuff on Wu-Tang Forever. Don't get us started on the purple tape, Mike. It's like a posse cut galore fest. Oh, Mike, all you need to know is Wu Gambino's Ice Cream and Guillotine is on there. Those might be the three best posse cuts on one album. They might all be right there.
You didn't even Mike, say anything about Glaciers of Ice.
Water or Glaciers of Ice.
Yeah.
We haven't bought up Ice Water or Glaciers of Ice.
Yeah, if that's
don't tell me that Wu-Tang Forever is like that. I just showed you what it was really like when they're at their zenith. And Wu-Tang Forever, outside of Reunited, Scary Hours, Parts of Triumph, the MGM, Hell's Wind Staff, and Heaters, ain't that? And,
what do you mean Parts of Triumph? Because I think Triumph's a great record.
Parts of Triumph. It drags in the middle, Mike. Let's just keep this shit funky for what it is.
Okay, I want you to be specific then, since we're going to keep it funky. It drags in the middle. Starting where?
Starting after Meth's verse and doesn't come back until Ghost verse.
Oh, no. Kappa did his thing on there. No, you God did his thing on there.
He's off beat, Mike.
Who?
Kappa. He's off beat and it doesn't sound good. It's not that good.
Come on. Now that I disagree with y'all. I'm not going to.
You like Kappa, though.
I love Kappa.
Like that. I don't know. He was off beat.
Kappa slide through with the Ghost.
And you hear Kappa. I don't know what beat Kappa heard. It wasn't the shit that Meth and Deck was listening to.
He squeezed with the advantage. Get wasted. He killed that shit, man. The outfits. Come on. Now, I love that verse. I love You Guys' verse. You don't like You Guys' verse? Excuse me.
I just told you what I liked about the song. The first
so
two
you
verses
skipped from Method Man to Ghost. That's crazy.
I'm cool. Hey,
you don't like RZA's verse on there?
Hold on. Triumph, and you know how I feel about the Jizza. That was a lazy performance by him, and a short and lazy performance.
The outcome's disastrous. Uh.
I
All
mean,
right, this is what I'm gonna
he's
say. I
a
mean,
genius, so the wordplay and the bars are always going to be there, Mike. But he wasn't there on that record. That beat
Mad,
wasn't even suited for his style. He
Mad
just
Max
jumped
with
on it because he had to.
Mad Max with the super chat says podcast 2 top 100 albums. Man Nan says it's yours. Heaters reunited MGM for heaven's sake. I love for heaven's sake too, man. I forgot about that one.
That's another thing that I realized too. I don't love for heaven's sake after Dex verse, really.
You don't like Kappa. See, you Kappa hating, man.
I'm not Kappa hating. Kappa's just
Kappa's that dude. Look, I'm gonna say
I
this
like
on
Kappa
this show.
on Ice Water.
I'm gonna
I
say
like
this.
Kappa on Ice Water. I like Kappa on Winter Wars. I like Kappa on Daytona 500 and on Iron Maiden.
Ice Cream. I'm gonna say this on this show, and I've said
cool
this
on Ice
before.
Cream.
I've said this before. People thrown stones, tomatoes, and cherries at me. I like Kappa more than Inspector Deck. I'm sorry, I do.
No, Mike, I told you to stop saying that in public.
I'm serious. Mad Max says 3 Against the World. All right, Me Against the World. All Eyes on Me. 7 Day Theory. So he has 3. Okay.
I don't care what Kappa
says,
the OG of. Like, I just know what I hear when I hear MCs. It's like, no. That's cool if he's the OG of, like, Park Hill. That don't mean that I love it. I know RZA's brother, like, Kappa was his favorite and all that.
I don't care about any of that. Kappa got swag,
Here's
man.
what I'll tell you, though, Mike. When you say that you like him better than Dex,
I do.
I want you to understand this. You could go, not his career, but you could go take Inspector Dex, 10 best verses, and you could line them right up next to Rakim's and Nas's and Black Thought's and KRS's, and he would be right there. Kappa don't operate like that.
Okay, I mean, again, I'm not sitting here saying Kappa's a better lyricist than Inspector.
No, he's not a better MC, Mike.
I think that he's a better artist. I like his music more than I like Inspector's. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, like,
you like the Pillage more than you like the Czarface projects?
Yes, no question. Okay. I walked to the fork of the road and went straight.
No.
Black Boy.
I was just making sure that you felt that way.
I even like Supermodel, 33 model. Jay Short with the super chat says, when did we decide Wu was better than Public Enemy or Cass? Good question. I want to address that. Dumb It Down says, see, the problem with the polls is people vote with their feelings. That is a problem. It's always been a problem. Mad Max says, Ross don't have a top 100 album other than Teflon. And Mad Max also says, so God forgives, I don't. Gotta get the boot. Come on. All right. P.E. and Wu-Tang. P.E. and Wu-Tang, right?
So P.E. is more important than just, like, P.E. and Outkast have the same problem, which is these Wu-Tang solo projects with all this Wu-Tang stuff on it that helps make it classic. Because even though these are Wu-Tang solo projects, it is the Wu-Tang stuff on there that puts it over the top. Specifically, Liquid Swords and Only Built for Cuban Links.
Okay.
It's the effort of the group coming in. I told you, the best group material that you actually find in hip-hop history is actually on 2 Clan member solo albums, and that's on Liquid Swords and Only Built for Cuban Links. That's where the best group work is actually at.
Let me clarify this greatest group thing, right? And I think it's only fair, like we do it for individual artists, and even when we talk about 3,000, right? If we're not counting any of the solo stuff, then yes, Wu-Tang is not the greatest group ever.
Correct.
The greatest group ever in that sense would probably be P.E., Tribe, or Cass, right?
Yes.
Something like that. Or Run DMC, depending on how we want to look at it.
No, it would be the 3. No, I would actually put De La in that pairing, actually.
I agree with that, too, because De La did it as a group. And, they were consistent as a group. Never broke apart, and I got to give De La a whole lot of marks for that. They never broke up.
So the conversation should really be Public Enemy, De La, Tribe, Outkast. If we're talking group working material, I would slide Mobb Deep into that 5th slot.
Okay. All right. Look, and if we're talking about those guys being in the conversation, I might be running with Public Enemy maybe because of the individual records, right? The impact. Mm-hmm. It's hard, as much as I love Outkast, I'd be hard pressed to find an Outkast song that I could sit there and say is definitively better than Fight the Power, than Welcome to the Terror Dome, Rebel Without a Pause.
Night of the Living Bassheads.
Yeah, man. These shits is crazy.
It
When
is
they come
crazy.
through the speaker, to this day, I even go back and listen to Yo Bum Rush the show and listening to the original Public Enemy #1 and like My Uzi Weighs a Ton. And this is before they even found their sound. That shit comes through crazy. Tabernet with the super chat says, what's your ranking for DMX? I got As Dark and Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh, The Great Depression, and then there was X. Grand Champ, don't count anything after that.
Man, this is crazy. Like, there's so many. Bring the Noise, Don't Believe the Hype.
Yeah, man.
Louder than a Bomb. Show them what you got.
Yeah.
Night of the Living Bassheads, Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos, Rebel Without a Pause. Like
these are some of the greatest hip hop records ever made.
Here on this album, they have most people's career on this album.
They do.
They got most people's career on this album.
Yeah.
Like most great rap groups don't have as many great songs in their career as Public Enemy has on It Takes a Nation of Millions. Like, I'm talking like all-time great. Like, how about this? I love Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Oh, they don't have as many classic songs in their catalog as Public Enemy has on this album.
No. And that's an all-time great group, in my opinion.
It's like that.
Yeah, I think I've said it before. I think Public Enemy is the greatest hip-hop group ever. What they stood for, the way they formed, just their the structure of the group, and then the records that came out of it, and the production was in the group. I feel that way about, even when we talk about Jodeci and Boyz II Men, I give Jodeci the edge because Jodeci is an all-inclusive group. They produce, they write, and they sing. Like, you got Devontae producing, you got Dalvin writing, and you got Casey and JoJo on the vocals. That's what Public Enemy was. Like, the Bomb Squad was actually in the group. And, you can say similar things for Tribe in that way, too, but that's tough to compete with. And with the records that they have, and you know me, I love Tribe, and I think, I've said on here before, I think that Tribe's individual songs have possibly, how do I say this? Have possibly aged better than Outkast songs. Yes. I don't think their stuff hits as much as this PE stuff.
Well, when I did the top 100 albums, Mike, you'll notice, and most people know, like, my top 3 has consistently been Illmatic, Aquemini, and the Purple Tape. Mm-hmm. Oh, but objectively speaking, I slid the Purple Tape and Aquemini down and put It Takes a Nation of Millions right under Illmatic. It's like that, if we're talking objectively speaking. I told you, if it's not for Illmatic, that stands as the greatest piece of hip-hop ever made in a lot of people's estimation. Mike, everybody from that era, Paid in Full and Criminal Minded and Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick included, thinks that's the best album. The people from that era before us think it's the best album.
Nothing sounds like that.
Than Paid in Full.
I mean, even
I had a nigga run me down and break it down for me how that shit was better than Paid in Full one day and why.
I mean, I was looking at a Russell Simmons interview, and I mean, I think he was asked what was the best album Def Jam ever put out or whatever he had. It was no question. He was like, "Oh no, It Takes." He probably
didn't even hesitate.
No hesitation. Like, and they put out a lot of great records, including The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. No hesitation.
Yeah, The Greatest Adventures of Slick Rick is a Def Jam album. Yeah. So is It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Yeah.
So is Radio.
Yeah, and so is all of Jay-Z's records.
So is Volume 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Outside of Reasonable Doubt, obviously, but yeah. So without hesitation, It Takes a Nation of Millions to hold us back.
Muddy Waters, anybody? Yeah, that's a Def Jam album. Muddy Waters is a Def Jam album. Best album that ever got made out that building is It Takes a Nation of Millions, which is one of the first albums that got made in that building.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a game.
License to Ill got made in that building too.
Yep. In the Hill says, where's the love for Gangstar and Guru's skills?
First of all, personal fan of Guru, love his skills, and Moment of Truth is super high on this list. And personally would probably have it higher. I have Moment of Truth at 27. And for me, on a personal level, I would probably have it closer to the 20th range. Like I personally like Moment of Truth more than Midnight Marauders, Reasonable Doubt, 3 Feet High and Rising, Criminal Minded. Just for some, just to kind of throw some out there.
Ryan Gillum with the super chat. He says, I think I asked this question before. I can't remember, but where do you guys rank Gift of Gab.
Add another one to the list.
Yeah.
Hold on. Everybody's saying, okay, so everybody talking about Dog Food. Dog Food was literally the first album that I named when I got done with the top 100 after I'd already sent it to you. I said, oh shit, I missed Dog Food. It is literally the first album that I thought of after I sent the list to you. Mike got the list that can confirm it. It's like the after the 100, what's the first title on there, Mike? It say Dog Food.
Yeah, it's right here on the page. They can see it on that screen. They can see it on that screen.
Because you want to know what? And you were right. What Kurupt did during that time as a West Coast artist and lyricist
was special.
It's super important and special. He held his own with the best of the best.
Yeah.
Every time.
And honestly, he adjusts to their production and stuff too.
It didn't matter what type of beat it was, Mike. He can rap.
Yeah,
he's a rapper.
He's a rapper's rapper.
He's a rapper's rapper. Say it again. Kurupt is a rapper's rapper. You hear him on True Master.
Yeah.
Got My Mind Made Up. It's like, no. I don't care where he's from.
Nah, he's a rapper.
He's a rapper's rapper.
Jay Short with the super chat says the PE is the only group who had created a sound that can't be duplicated. Cass and Tribe have imitators. You can't imitate PE.
Nah.
You know, one of my favorite songs on Tribe's first album, Footprints, and they took those Public Enemy #1 drums, and it sets it off. Like that whole drum pattern and even the sounds from Public Enemy #1. PE was just on some innovative shit. And again, I know I said this earlier in the show. That's where I give Beastie Boys high marks. I know a lot of people look at Beastie Boys like they weren't rappers like that. But sonically and the innovative nature of Beastie Boys, they're important. I mean, I remember what was the first manager or he ran what's his name, man?
Rick Rubin?
No, not Rick. The guy who ran the spot that Dr. Dre used to DJ at and NWA came together.
I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot his name right now, but we on live. I'll remember as soon as we go off, I'm sure. But anyway, he was saying that Cube came to him with some raps, and he was rapping just like the Beastie Boys. And you can even hear a little bit of Mike D in the approach of Eazy-E, who Cube was writing for. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is some Beastie Boy influence in NWA. And I think NWA is arguably the most influential rap group of all time.
Well, those guys specifically, and you can hear, okay, so when you talk about how well Ice Cube does an interview, well, who you think he was watching?
Chuck.
LL Cool J and Chuck D.
Yeah.
When NWA is making their material, what are they listening to? They're listening to
they're listening to It Takes a Nation. No. Straight Outta Compton sounds just like It Takes a Nation.
Well, here's the thing about it. It's like, well, actually, when you listen to It Takes a Nation, go listen to some of the drums on Follow the Leader. They're getting made around the same time. You can tell they're in the studio or around each other.
Yeah.
Go listen to how hard the drums are hitting. That's what I'm pretty certain that Lyrics of Fury is some sort of respond beat-wise to what they're hearing when It Takes a Nation of Millions is going on. Follow the Leader and It Takes a Nation got released a month apart in '88. They're getting made in the same building.
Mad Max says, LOL, I don't know how Cass gets rated that high. I guess it's a New York bias, but wasn't feeling them. LOL. Mobb Deep, though. That goated. They goated. And where's NWA? Well, we just got through talking about NWA. I'm just not getting to your super chat. What is it? Sheikah Baby says 3 6 Mafia is underrated as a group. They are hip-hop to the core, regardless of what you think about their sound. Both producers were DJs. Listen, you preach it to the choir, shorty. Like, you know how high I got 3 6 right. Man with the super chat says, Corruption, and Streets is a Mother classics. I bought Streets is a Mother.
Streets is a Mother is tough.
That's when he was hanging around Atlanta. That's when he had.
I'm about to download that right now. I ain't heard that in a minute.
Yeah, he had Organized Noise on that, man. When I heard I Call Shots around here on the radio, I was like, I'm getting this album. I'm a chart slasher, the youngest gangster rapper, spectacular, Chrome 38 pack. That's Roscoe. When Roscoe was like, who am I? The incorrigible, lyrical miracle. It's horrible, yet hysterical. The way I'll embarrass you. You know, Exhibit has a great verse on there, too, on that album. Yeah, Corrupt's giving it to him. And my favorite Nate Dogg appearances on that album. On that, I'm just a dog pound nigga. I'm never gonna give it up. Nate
Right.
Dogg snapped on there. Like he had like a rap verse.
Yeah.
Banging ass niggas that be banging still. Dog pound niggas and they born to fight. Damn money mugging niggas still down the ride. Scary ass niggas wasn't born to bang. That shit was fire.
Gonna be a West Coast night playing West Side Connection and Streets is a Mother tonight.
Oh, definitely. But yes, 3 6 Mafia, I think that, in my personal opinion, they're a top 10 hip hop group. Now, again, they have a Wu-Tang issue too, where it's more like this is about the collective other than the individual albums. So if we're pulling out the individual albums and they got all these mixtapes all over the place and stuff that came out before Mystic Styles and then the stuff that they made after a certain period when they kept losing members, that kind of hurts them. You know what I mean? But collectively, if we talk about a crew, as we're talking about Wu-Tang, yeah, definitely. But we got to give praise to the people who made great group albums. You know what I mean?
I was about to say,
like
if
the
that's the
A-Ball
case,
MJGs.
I got a dark horse if we're going that route too, and that's the Boot Camp Clique, Helter Skelter, Original Gun Clappers, and Smith and Wesson.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Twins LS is trolling us, says PM Don, best rap group ever. The Fake De La Souls. That's what people were calling them. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
They were calling them that.
You know.
Might have been true.
Yeah. You know, speaking of which, man, the ones who kind of set off this whole thing, the Jungle Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Straight Out of the Jungle on your, Left Out list, man. I love that album. And when you hear that album and some of them songs on there, like Got It Like That, you hear Pharrell. You hear where this stuff comes from. And it's cool to hear that too, where it's like I think Pharrell on his Drink Champs interview, he was talking to Nori, and I think he was telling him about Hollaback, Fabulous, and he told Fab to rap like Vanilla Ice on that Rolling, trying to see the stashing that ass, hold through heaters. That's Ice Baby.
It is.
It is. And I think Nori said something about he told him to go listen to, I want to say Mike G on I Got It Like That, or one of those records for one of Nori's records. And I forgot what record it was, but yeah, it was right there. Slum Village.
You want to know what I didn't have on here that a lot of people aren't familiar with? I know I've seen people talking about Dead Presidents, Let's Get Free. Mm-hmm. Mike, Revolutionary but Gangsta was better.
Think so? That was a dope album.
The original version. Not the version that got released. I had a version of Revolutionary but Gangsta. Huh?
I heard the version that got released. I didn't hear the unreleased version.
Yeah, there was different tracks on the unreleased version. Some of the stuff made it, some of it didn't. I would love to talk to them about that album.
Shiki Baby
says... How about this? When I heard Revolutionary but Gangsta, I heard the best thing message-wise, since it takes a nation of millions in terms of conception, production, and execution level of the message. Yeah.
Shiki Baby says, sample-heavy songs, especially in their early days. Breaking is a big part of presentation. All have the Memphis accent. None of them rap the same. I love that about 362. And I think we were talking about that in the previous show when we were talking about Flip Mode. I think great groups have vocal dynamics. And 3-6 did that very well. Gangsta Boo really did her part when it comes to that. And the style that Lord Infamous was rapping with, especially in the early era of 3-6, was way different than what Koopsta was doing, which was way different than Pat. Juice, yeah. They had literally six different styles. Made it work. I'm going to give them they shine too, man, You know me, man. We're going to shine some light on some of the more underrated groups. Do you think Naughty by Nature is underrated?
They are now.
Think Camp Lo's underrated?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Uptown Saturday Night is one of those like great albums that we in the hip hop community have to keep alive.
I think that the thing with Camp Lo, I love them. And, that was me and Damaris' shit. I think people just didn't hear enough of them. I think
Yeah,
that's the
no,
problem
that's why we got to
because,
keep it alive.
and
Yeah,
I love Uptown Saturday Night, and me as a fan knowing that album back and forth. When somebody brought to my attention that Jay-Z's verse on Maya's Best to Me was Camp Low, was Camp Low's flow, excuse me. I was even like, how did I catch this? With that Carolina Blue kicks, hottest nigga on the block, used to Willie bicycle since I was 6. Like, I'm like, damn, how did I not catch that? And I'm thinking, I didn't catch that because I just didn't hear enough of Camp Low.
right.
Unfortunately. And
No,
so, I mean, does that count as being underrated if you just didn't, get a chance to put out as much as you wanted to? Yeah?
I mean, when you make something as good as Uptown Saturday Night and then you don't feed it,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is you leave it in the hands of the culture to feed it, and it's a good enough album that we should not let it die. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no. That's the responsibility of the culture and the media to keep albums like that alive and prop it up high, because for whatever reason, they didn't make enough material to warrant that, but the music itself stands. And so when the music stands, you got to let it fly. It's like Ralph Ellison only wrote The Invisible Man, but don't we still hold it high and make sure that it gets held up high,
I
stays
agree.
high?
I saw them I saw Camp Low at A3C, I want to say maybe about 10 years ago now. It's been a minute. But the performance was crazy. And the performance ability was crazy. They had that place rocking with those records. And, it's crazy because I listened to Uptown Saturday Night as a complete effort, but Lucchini's a banger and a classic. Like on
It's one of the best rap songs ever. It's one of the
hit
best beats
record
ever.
type shit.
It's one of the best beats
Yeah.
ever. It's one of the best rap songs ever.
Because the War Report and stuff like that are cult classics as well, they don't have a Lucchini.
No.
And that's what kind of makes Uptown Saturday Night different. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have a Lucchini. A Lucchini was more of like one of those 5 on it records. Like, those are those
No,
records
it was
that
a
your parents know.
banger. No, you're right. The War Report doesn't have that.
Yeah.
No.
Jay Short says Camp Low was 3 years too late. That is very interesting and I think a great assessment. And I don't even know if they were 3 years too late. I think their follow-up took too long. Because by the time they came back, the game was a whole different game. That was like, what, 01?
I could even see them being a year too late, because I can see them even playing better in 96, can't you?
Well, yeah, because Jay-Z sounds a lot like them on Reasonable Doubt, stylistically. And they had the same producer. Like,
well, they had the same producer.
Yeah.
Who's to say that he didn't get some of the style from them? Because he's getting the beats from the same guy. He's probably hearing some of the tracks.
Well, I mean, he
wasn't there a story about him getting Lucchini or trying to get or hearing Lucchini?
No, he got feeling it. He got feeling
it, right?
Yeah, so the Camp Low version is actually out there on YouTube. I love that version, actually.
Hold on, Shamario said "Keeps It Real" by Capone and Noriega was fire. I know what song they talking about. That's Driver's Seat. That's my favorite record on there too, but it's no Lucchini. But Driver's Seat is the shit.
Mm-hmm. LP with the super chat says, Ski Beat says a lot of Reasonable Doubt was Camp Low's first.
Yeah.
I can believe it. Because stylistically, I mean, the way Jay was rapping then, and obviously Jay changed up with the game and changed up his flow, whatnot. But in 96, both of those, I mean, I won't say groups, but those 3 individuals rhymed very similar.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them could have gotten on a song together and it would have sounded fluid.
Yeah.
Cooley High was the shit, and that was 96. That was on the White Man Can't Jump soundtrack, right? Not White Man Can't Jump, excuse me. Great White Hype. Great White Hype soundtrack.
Okay.
With Shoot 'Em Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Cooley High was my favorite.
Yeah.
We should do like a best soundtrack songs list, because I know when we do
I love that idea. Best soundtrack songs.
Yeah, because if we do soundtracks, like that kind of gets mundane. We all got the same soundtracks, but soundtrack songs, there's a lot of hidden gems out there.
Well, my Block by Tupac off the show soundtrack. Benz or Beamer by Outkast off New Jersey Drive. Everyday Thing by Bone.
Yeah.
Off the show. Days of Our Lives.
Yeah. Bone was killing the soundtrack.
Stuff, actually.
Yeah, Bone was killing the soundtracks. Benz or Beamer is one of my favorite Cast songs.
Me too.
Everyday Thing is one of my favorite Bone songs.
That might be my favorite Bone song.
It might be.
It might be.
It might be. I'm sitting here.
It might be. I love Everyday Thing. That's one of the best beats they ever rhymed on too. That beat crazy.
They did everything on there. Like
they did.
They did the harmonize and they did the back and forth. They all flex their style. Flesh is on there. I think Bone's best song though. I mean, just me being objective is For the Love of Money. That's a beautiful record. When we think about us, it's a great record.
It is.
It's a great
Flesh is killing everyday thing. East 99 is where you find me.
Oh, that's
nigga, what's
Wish.
up? Nigga want to get bugged. Nigga want to get drugged. Nigga really want to get fucked up. What?
No, that's Wish.
He
And that's Wish. And it's a good sign when Wish starts off the song.
Flash.
Nah, that's Wish. And when Wish starts off the song and it starts off good, that's a very good sign.
Man,
it's just going up
like,
from there.
Nigga, what do you say? Nigga, my niggas will break your neck. Nigga, don't disrespect. Nothing but killers and truths I run with will cut you. So fuck you.
East 99 is where you find me, chillin' bud, nigga, what's up? And then and then Crazy comes in, like yeah. When Wish starts off the song great, it's just going up from there.
It was great. Yeah, it was great.
LP says Jay heard Illmatic and switched his flow up. LOL. It always comes back to that with you guys.
Right. We ain't even touching that.